So am I right now? Okay, yes, right. So I think in that sense, you could get a good like Lao, Ayo, in Singapore or in Malaysia when people speak. So that really supports the point I made before about like when you use English in your own communities with your own people, if you always, English always carries your emotion, your feelings, and your values, and particularly importantly who you are, because you want to speak the English that communicate who you are to other people. And in that case, actually, you own the language. You don't borrow English from anyone. You own the language already. Yeah. So really, I really want to say that English is maybe in the colonial time, it was a property of some particular nations or countries. But nowadays, people consider English as like a kind of a passport. Or people use English, in a sense like, a computer skill that people really see the need to apply or to have it. So in other words, people can own it, it's a kind of property, so people can own the language. So in a great sense, it does not necessarily belong to any particular country. And maybe now that when you see that you are still learning English, you might feel nervous about whether you can own it. Actually, you are already owning the language. Yes, you are already owning the language because as I can see it, it's really kind of part of you. Because it speaks for you who you are. Not so much like you borrow the language of some people and use it, but really you create the language. You add different bits to the language. Yeah. So I think that is really the message that I would like to send. Okay. I think that I will only speak for 5 more minutes and then I stop. The next part is too political. Maybe let's not forget about that, because the next part I give many examples of how English is used to discriminate among communities and to discriminate among nations and countries in the world. So we can say that even within English-speaking countries like the US, Canada, Britain, English is not considered an equal property for everyone. English is always associated with kind of power and opportunity. So it could bring powers to some, but take away opportunities of many others. So, and for a long time, people often associate, for example, according to many studies, people show that why students from the African communities in America, why they are considered low achievers or low performers in school. And they tend to blame their English. They say that because they don't speak standard English, because they don't speak proper English, therefore they don't perform well. But that is not right, isn't it? Because they speak English the way they have been speaking for a long time, since they were born. But because perhaps they just add new stuff to it, they make English serve their own, I don't know, they make